Example 9 says, express each of the following in terms of the same trigonometric function of an acute angle. Okay, so if we know the sine of negative 52 degrees, well, what is that? Well, think about your position here. So if we're negative 52, if we want to do an acute angle, we could just, okay, well, what would it be if it was the opposite? Well, the sines would be the opposite of each other. So, the sine of negative 52 degrees would be the opposite of the sine of 52 degrees. Right? So that's quite nice. Now, next one, let's see here. So the tangent of negative 26 pi over 5. So the tangent of negative 26 pi over 5. So in this case, we know that we can handle this in a couple of ways. We could say, okay, well, we could turn this into a positive angle. Now, the positive version of this angle obviously would be 26 pi over 5. It's pretty large. So I'm going to propose an alternate way to deal with this. Now, I know that what I can do is I can add pi or 2 pi to an angle and keep it the same. It's quite nice. So, for example, so like negative 26 pi over 5, if I added 2 pi to it, I have the same value of tangent. Or if I add 1 pi to it, it's the same value. That's fine. So if I were to add, so let's say, 2 pi to this, to get the same exact angle again, I would want to add, like we've done this video before, so we've done a video like this before, I'm going to add 10 pi over 5, just because I'm dealing with this. So that makes negative 16 pi over 5. Well, that's still too small. So I'm going to add 10 pi over 5 again, and that makes negative 6 pi over 5. Still, again, too small. I'm going to add 10 pi over 5 to it, and that is going to make 4 pi over 5. So now, so I know here that the tangent of negative 26 pi over 5 is the same thing as the tangent of 4 pi over 5. Well, 4 pi over 5 is not acute. Right? Acute would be between pi over 2 and 0. So I've got to figure out this real quick. So where's 4 pi over 5? So if I think about this, 4 pi over 5 is over here. That's before pi and after pi over 2. So if I want to turn it to an acute angle, I can do, pi minus something. So I do know that the tangent of pi minus theta is the opposite of the tangent of theta. So this would mean that the tangent of 4 pi over 5 would be the opposite of the tangent of what? Well, pi minus what angle makes 4 pi over 5? That would be pi over 5. And so lots of hoops to jump through with that type of problem. But we could have flipped it, and we could have done this in a couple of different ways. You could add to get it onto the unit circle first and then convert it, or you could make it a positive angle first and then go around. But regardless of what you get, any type of logic that is correct will lead you to the answer of this.